I'm gonna show you 2 ways of powering your house with your Rivian. So I have my Gen 1 R1T in my garage here. And you can see I am running an extension cord from the 120 outlet. It's a heavy duty extension cord. I'm gonna put it on the description. To all this mess. I'm gonna explain this mess in a second. But basically, in this case, the Rivian, it's powering this little guy. This is a power supply. This is a DC power supply. In this case, the DC power supply output right here is connected all the way to this Anderson connector, all the way to my inverter. I'm simulating solar input, so that little guy there. That little guy on top, that's the solar input. So I'm ingesting energy from the Rivian through the power supply, DC power supply, all the way to my inverter as DC power supply. I'm gonna put the graphic on the screen. You'll see about 1,000 watts coming from the Rivian. I actually have it limited to 1,200 watts, 1275. That's the sweet spot that I found for the voltage not to drop. You'll see it going up and down all the time. And this guy is noisy. I don't know if you can hear it on the mic or not. But these are the settings: 110 volts DC, 13 amps, 1275 watts. And this is the sweet spot that I found to be stable. And in the mode that I have the inverter on, if there's enough power from solar, so from the DC output, it will not use the batteries. In case it needs more power, it will suck power from the battery. So in case of an outage, I can use about 1,000 watts from the Rivian, and then the rest will be supplied by the batteries. And if I'm putting more power than I'm consuming, the inverter will automatically charge the battery a little bit, but that's actually not the idea. So this is the breaker that goes into the inverter. In this case, it's connected to the grid. So if I flip it off, yeah, a little bit of a flicker, like a couple of milliseconds, and you can see the grid indicator there disappear. So we are running completely on batteries and solar, so batteries and Rivian in this case. Now, option número 2. So, what if you have a Rivian, but you don't have an inverter like I do? Maybe you have this guy. This is a normal generator inlet. I do have it with an adapter here because I have a 30 amp cable. This is a 50 amp inlet box. And by the way, there's a conduit box that goes here that I remove it for clarity. This is an adapter, so 50 amp inlet box, adapter, 30 amp cable. And this is where this guy starts to come in effect. And now you're hearing the fans of the power supply ramp up. So as you can see on the EcoFlow, this is an EcoFlow Delta Pro 3. We are outputting 871 watts. And basically, that's everything that the house is consuming right now. And we are inputting from the Rivian. I actually just lowered the limit to 1,000 watts. It was playing crazy with the voltage, so I lowered it to 1,000 watts. So we're inputting about 1,000 watts from the Rivian. So what did I do? I have another Anderson connector, so I can disconnect this and connect it to an inverter. And it's using the solar input, the XT60 solar input, and this guy has an XT90 solar output. What is the good thing about this setup? So the EcoFlow can output basically 4,000 watts of 240 volts. But if you plug it in to the normal outlet, it will match the input power with the output power. If you plug it into AC, that means. So if I plug it into the Rivian directly, it will inlet the same power that it will be outputting. And there's a lot of things that you have to have in account about grounding and a few other stuff. The nice thing about this setup is that doesn't matter how much output power we do, we can always have the input power capped at 1,000 watts, so it's safe for the Rivian. So let me actually change some settings in the house. Let me turn the AC on or something, so we can see how much power the Delta Pro can output. So there, I turn a big load in the house. So as you can see, we're outputting about 2,500 watts, 2,600 watts, and we're still inputting a safe. We're sucking 1,000 watts from the Rivian, and it's very safe for the Rivian. It's 1,500 watts, but still we can support the output. So at this pace, this power supply will be depleted in about an hour, outputting 2,600 and inputting 1,000. But the nice thing about this is that in this setup, you can have it plugged in, let's say all night while you're consuming just a little bit, and you're still putting power into Delta Pro 3. And as soon as you turn on a load that will consume, let's say 2,600 watts, like I'm doing right now for a few seconds, you can output that and have that variable load without affecting the Rivian. The Rivian is safely outputting about 1,000 watts. As you can see again, connected to the 120 volts all the way here. By the way, I'm gonna put this power supply on the link. This cable that the power supply comes is very thin. I will replace it. I do have a computer cable. It's a very, very standard cable. I do have a computer cable that I will put on, and it's gonna be way better. But yeah, this is a way that you can use your Rivian with a Delta Pro 3 with a generator inlet port.